It's Force 13's regional AE channel with the latest on the national weather scene for Tuesday, the 3rd of October 23. It's a look at pressure and precipitation. Damaging winds developing through central and eastern Victoria during this morning. Heavy rain on the northeastern ranges from this afternoon. This is a developing system and will impact parts of the ACT, New South Wales and possibly here in the southeast corner of Queensland. Biometeorology has various warnings in place. Each of these images are pre-hourly. A look at the Melbourne radar going back about 4 hours ago. Severe weather warning for damaging winds for parts of Victoria. The warning area has been expanded. For the central west, the south Gippsland, east Gippsland, southwest, north central, northeast and Wimmera forecast districts. And heavy rainfall, so damaging winds, heavy rainfall. Northwesterly winds have strengthened from early this morning ahead of a cold front and including an associated upper trough. Heavy rainfall is expected to develop over the ranges in the northeastern section of Victoria during this afternoon as the progression of the front slows. Low pressure system also forecast to develop over southern New South Wales during Wednesday, and the system is likely to see warnings continuing along the eastern region of Victoria. And into Thursday. For central Victoria, including Melbourne, strong winds averaging 50 to 60 kilometres an hour with wind gusts at 90 to 100 kilometres an hour possible from early this morning. Winds should ease over western parts from around sunrise before easing in central parts including Melbourne by mid to late morning. Now, east Gippsland and the northeast, 60 to 70 kilometres an hour with peak gusts of 90 to 110 kilometres an hour likely, mainly over elevated areas. Higher terrain above 1200 metres may experience peak gusts of 120 kilometres an hour around sunrise and expected to ease Wednesday night. Heavy rain may lead to flash flooding. Forecast to develop over the northeast ranges from this afternoon. 6 hourly rainfall totals between 50 and 70 millimetres possible, with 24-hour totals of 90 to 150 millimetres. This spread is likely to persist in the Wednesday morning. Flood watches are cut for eastern catchments. Ballarat, Geelong, Melbourne, Bacchus Marsh, Morwell and Moe are the areas under the warning. And just quickly, 113 kilometre an hour wind gusts at Mount Hotham, 119 Mount Buller, 104 Mount William, 104 Leverton, 102 Point Cook, RAAF, and a 93 kilometre an hour gusts at Melbourne Airport. There's also a marine wind warning current. Road weather alert also current. Strong wind warning, Port for the Bay with support Gippsland Lakes, Central Coast, Central Gippsland and the East Gippsland Coast. Severe weather warning continues for the Snowy Mountains, the South Coast, Australia, the ACT, Southern Tablelands and Southwest Slopes and Plains. There's an initial flood watch for the Upper Murray, Mitta and Snowy Rivers, and the Bureau has in place a hazardous surf warning. Damaging winds for the Snowy Mountains, the South Coast, the ACT, Southern Tablelands, the Southwest Slopes. Northwesterly winds will increase over southern New South Wales during this morning ahead of a approaching cold front and upper trough. System is expected to develop into a low pressure system over southern parts of the state during Wednesday, and should bring broader areas of severe weather to the southeast during Wednesday and Thursday. Damaging winds averaging 80 to 90 kilometres an hour with peak gusts of up to 130 kilometres an hour likely to develop over the alpine areas above 1900 metres from early this morning. Strong winds averaging 50 to 60 kilometres an hour with damaging wind gusts of 90 to 100 kilometres an hour likely to develop more broadly across the Snowy Mountains, South Coast and the southern ACT from late morning. The strongest winds should contract back to the alpine areas by tonight. Locations: Perisher Valley, Charlotte Pass and Thredbo Top Station. There's a gale warning for the Macquarie and Hunter Coast. Strong wind warning for the Byron, Gulf, Sydney, Illawarra, Batemans and Eden Coast. Similar warning for Wednesday. Fire weather warning for Queensland's Channel Country.